This is the AEW Control Center, and this is Tony Schiavone. This week, All Elite Wrestling goes international for the first time in company history as we bring you two back-to-back nights in Toronto, Ontario, Canada at the Coca-Cola Coliseum. First of all, tonight, it's AEW Dynamite live at 8/7 Central, 2 hours live on TBS, originating from Toronto. And then tomorrow night, it's AEW Rampage, originating from the same venue, the Coca-Cola Coliseum. Tickets for both nights available at AEWTIX.com and Ticketmaster.ca. All right, coming up on this edition of the Control Center, we will hear from both TBS champion Jade Cargill as well as Nyla Rose. Now, on Friday, during the Battle of the Belts, Nyla stole the TBS belt from Jade and left the ringside area. We'll also hear from a team with a brand new name, thanks to smart Mark Sterling, and then also check in with Dark Order after their tough loss in the Trios title match on Rampage last Friday. Tonight, it's AEW Dynamite live on TBS, 8/7 Central, originating from the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto. On the card tonight, they'll finally meet in the ring as Jungle Boy Jack Perry meets his former friend and tag team partner Luchasaurus, along with Christian Cage. Also tonight, it'll be Swerve Strickland of Swerve in Our Glory against Billy Gunn, manager of the World Tag Team Champions, The Acclaimed.
So I really got to talk about what happened at Arthur Ashe. You already seen it by now, right? We're about a couple weeks removed now. Y'all seen all the chaos. Y'all seen the glamour, the extravaganza that was Grand Slam, and you saw the fact that myself and Keith Lee lost our AEW Tag Team Championships. A lot of people are saying we lost it to the Acclaimed. I don't think we lost them to the Acclaimed at all. From what I see, from what I remember, since I took the blunt of the attack, Swerve and Our Glory lost our Tag Team Championships to Billy Gunn.
Swerve, I have no idea what your problem is with me. Maybe, just maybe, you look in the mirror and the guy staring back at you is the problem. You see, you say that I caused you the AEW Tag Team Championships. Well, that's wrong. You see, what happened is you got in my face not once, but twice. The second time, I dumped you on your face.
That's pretty much a handicap 3-on-2, right? Wouldn't you say? You know, I'm actually quite frankly, I'm a little annoyed the fact that Swerve and Keith Lee, Swerve and Our Glory, we keep doing the right things, but we keep getting the blunt of the bull crap, not only just from management, we got to defend ourselves against media and the fan base. Hell, damn near the locker room as well.
For the first time, AEW goes international and Swerve Strickland in Toronto, you want Billy Gunn. Well, you're gonna get more than you can handle. You see, Swerve, I'm from the old school.
I see Billy Gunn abandoning his kids to hop on another youth glory train to keep himself relevant.
I don't flip, I don't dive, I hit really, really hard.
What's the point of Swerve and Our Glory doing the right thing? What's the point of Swerve doing the right thing? What's the point? I really don't see one. So, quite frankly, in Toronto, Canada, I might have to do all the wrong things just to prove my point.
So bring that rock that you carry around because you say rock beats scissors. Well, Swerve, I'm all rock. I just play with scissors.
Swerve is very angry and has just reason to be. Interesting to see what happens tonight. Also tonight, in a tag match in the women's division, the team of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter will meet Hikaru Shida and interim women's world champion Toni Storm.
I met Shida Hikaru 10 years ago. I was 17 years old and I wrestled her in Japan. She beat the crap out of me. I can't imagine what she would do to someone who beats her up backstage and puts her out of the game. Now, I am champion of this company. I am the leader of this locker room. This locker room is mine right now. Jumping someone backstage, attacking them from behind in my locker room is unacceptable. You don't do that to my girls, let alone my tag team partner, Shida. Next week in Toronto, Shida is gonna mess you up. I know what this girl can do. And she is going to murder you, Britt Baker, and your friend, Jamie Hale.
Britt Baker. Don't think you can keep avoiding me forever, coward. In Toronto, I will get you, and I beat you, and destroy you.
Plenty to unpack in this match, especially when it comes to Shida looking for revenge from Dr. Britt Baker. Tonight on AEW Dynamite on TBS, live from Toronto and the Coca-Cola Coliseum, the AEW All-Atlantic Champion Pac will defend against Orange Cassidy.
You know, you end up doing a lot of thinking after someone hits you in the head with a hammer. And I thought a lot about our history, Pac. It's been a very long history, and it's not the first time you've tried to end my career. You know, Pac, you are a bastard. You just continue to find new ways to stoop to new lows in order to beat me. Kicking me in the balls, you gave me a powerbomb that knocked me out and almost ended my career. And just recently, you hit me in the head with a hammer. I've tried to be a bastard too. I punched you in the face when you weren't looking, and I'm gonna do it again.
The hammer right between the eyes of Beretta. Wait a second, Orange Cassidy has returned and he is out for blood.
Orange Cassidy wants him some. He wants some retribution and revenge. He's looking for it here.
You know, if you know me, you know I don't like to go anywhere. But I think I'll go somewhere. I think I'll go to Canada. I'm gonna go to Toronto. And I'm gonna take that All-Atlantic Championship from you. Because I am done trying, Pac. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna win.
Well, as you've seen, Pac has been using the hammer to pull out some big wins in both trios and singles matches. And obviously, Orange Cassidy has seen enough. And it all makes what should be a very explosive title match tonight on Dynamite. Speaking of explosive, tonight on Dynamite, live from Toronto, Ring of Honor World Champion Chris Jericho will defend against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
Danielson versus Jericho 3. You want to talk about a classic series of matches? Ali versus Fraser, Steamboat versus Flair. Danielson versus Jericho trumps all of those. And I can't wait to debut in my home country of Canada against one of my biggest rivals that I've ever had in my 32-year wrestling career. Bryan Danielson, where have you been all my career? Where have you been all my life, man? You bring out the best in me. You also bring out the worst in me. Part of my mission to desecrate the legacy of the Ring of Honor is to beat the great champions of Ring of Honor. And Bryan Danielson, you could be the greatest Ring of Honor champion of all time until Chris Jericho won this title. In just 1 week, I became the greatest Ring of Honor champion of all time. In just 1 week, the sports entertainer took over the entire history of Ring of Honor, changed the narrative, changing what Ring of Honor is, what it was, and what it'll never be again. Like I always say, a sports entertainer beats a pro wrestler every single time. And the Ring of Jericho destroys Ring of Honor every single time.
So, my understanding,
Garcia wrenching back. You see he's got that low grip around the knees, Taz.
Garcia had Sammy Guevara beat.
I think Garcia's got it pretty tight.
And Chris Jericho does what he always does.
Oh, no honor at all there.
I don't know what he hit him with.
Bryan Danielson's still down through the timekeeper's table.
Was it a bat? Was it the Ring of Honor title? I don't even know.
Sammy Guevara gets the win.
And you know, I'm getting really...
This isn't the Ring of Honor I remember.
Getting really sick and tired of everything Chris Jericho. The low blows, the way that he uses the bat, the way that he uses all the members of the Jericho Appreciation Society. And he says that he's using it to bring them up. He's not. He's using it to keep himself up. He's using people like Sammy Guevara, like Jake Hager, like 2.0. He's trying to use Danny Garcia in the same way. He's just doing it to keep him up. And I'm getting really frustrated too about the way he talks about the Ring of Honor Championship.
I'm changing what Ring of Honor is. I'm gonna desecrate its legacy. The Ring of Jericho era has begun.
You know, I was in the first main event of the first ever Ring of Honor show. I am proud that I am considered by many as one of the best Ring of Honor world champions of all time. And what Chris wants to do, he wants to destroy that legacy. And part of that legacy is part of me.
No mercy from Danielson!
And I'm not concerned with my own legacy. I don't care what people think about me when I'm gone or anything like that. I care about what happens in this moment. But why I care so much about Ring of Honor is because it made me who I am today.
I'm the fastest, I'm the best, I'm the most technically sound, and tonight—
Danielson, shut your mouth!
I'm gonna pillage the legend of Bryan Danielson. I'm gonna walk out of Toronto, the Ring of Jericho champion. The Ring of Jericho era has arrived. All hail the Ocho. But I'm not gonna come at this as Le Champion. I'm not coming to Toronto as the Wizard or the Demo God. It's the return of Lionheart, Chris Jericho. Lionheart beat you in the first match. Second time, you got me, Danielson. Third time, the Lionheart is back. The rubber match. Who's gonna get 2-1? It's been 5 years since I wrestled in my home country of Canada. I expect nothing less than a hero's welcome from the fine people of Toronto. I am going to be carried on the shoulders of every Toronto Maple Leaf alumni, straight down Yonge Street. Beer, pizza, back bacon. It is going to be the rock and roll party of the year, all for Chris Jericho, the Ocho, Canada's favorite son. So come on down and cheer on your hero, Chris Jericho, because the Ring of Jericho era has arrived.
There's all these people when I was on the independents, and all they wanted to do was make tons of money. And what Ring of Honor brought me, what Ring of Honor taught me, that I didn't need the money, I could find satisfaction in expressing myself through professional wrestling. And you want to take that away, Chris? Well, guess what? In Toronto, I'm not going to let you take that away. I'm not going to let you take that away from the Ring of Honor fans. Hell, I'm not even going to let you take that away from the AEW fans. Because we're in a huge battle, a huge war of ideas right now. And what it is it's your idea of what this industry should be versus what professional wrestling actually is. I've lost a lot of battles. I lost the battle tonight. But I never lose the war. 23 years in, I've been told I needed to retire at least 5 times in my career. I detached my retina, came right back. I've separated the shoulder 5 minutes into a match and wrestled for another 55 damn minutes! I lose battles, Chris Jericho, but I don't lose the war! And this Wednesday on Dynamite, Chris, I bring the Ring of Honor World Championship to where it belongs, and I win the war.
Well, I gotta say, I've known Chris for a long, long time, and right now, despite the systematic cheating that he and the Jericho Appreciation Society have been known for, Chris Jericho's at the top of his game in the ring. He'll need to be tonight as he faces the absolute best in the ring in Bryan Danielson. This and much more tonight live on TBS from Toronto. and the Coca-Cola Coliseum will take the air tonight at 8/7 Central. If you're coming to Toronto tonight, come early. Matches begin at 7 p.m. local time. Okay, Jade Cargill with a successful TBS title defense this past Friday at Battle of the Belts 4 against Willow Nightingale. But after the win, it was Nyla Rose with help from Vicky Guerrero that hijacked the TBS title belt from ringside. Let's hear from both the Vicious Vixens and then Jade Cargill and the Baddies. Both of these were shot backstage after the event.
We did that.
This is a great night. Jade, this is what happens when you're distracted.
Yes, while some of us are focused.
What did we do? What did we do? We showed everybody why we are winners. Why we, the Vicious Vixens, are at the top of the AEW food chain.
Winners want the ball.
Did we have a plan tonight? No, not exactly. But what did we have? An opportunity. That's right. We see what we want and we take it. We do what we want, when we want, to who we want. Jade, you like to tell everybody that you're that bitch? Well, guess what? I'm a bitch too. A beautiful individual that causes havoc. Guess what, Jade? Your show is officially canceled. But I hope you like the season premiere of The Beast Show.
Let's go celebrate, ladies.
Let's do it.
How dare you guys not have to take my belt? We were trying. I mean, you were trying to take my belt. We went under. I'm sorry. Where'd she even go? We don't know. We tried. She disappeared. I don't know, with her and Vicky. I don't want to hear none of that. Nyla, I am coming for your ass because that is my belt, my hard-earned work. How dare you come in here and think that you can just take my belt and you guys just let her? This is my show. I don't care what the hell you think you can do or what you think you've done. But what you have done is created the biggest mistake that you could ever do. I'm about to be 50 and on all y'all favorites. Get on my face. Jade,
Come on, Jade.
It's okay.
Well, a very irate TBS champion Jade Cargill, as you might imagine. Hopefully we can get this resolved very, very soon. Also, a very disappointing loss for Dark Order on Friday in the Trios title match on Rampage. And it happened on the anniversary of Brody Lee's last match in AEW. Here's what Dark Order had to say about the loss later that night.
All losses suck, but tonight hurts even more because we just wanted to honor Brody, and he still means everything to us. We wouldn't be a group, we wouldn't be friends, we wouldn't be a family without Brody.
Days like this honestly remind us that of the good times, but it's also a constant reminder that he's not here with us. And every single time we hit an anniversary, every single time we're thrown back to memories of being with Brody, it hurts. It really deeply hurts us because we were all genuinely friends. There's a lot of times you're paired with people in pro wrestling that are your coworkers, but they're not your personal friends. Brody actually genuinely cared for us, and we genuinely cared for him. We care for his family, and to come short on the day of on the anniversary of his last match is it sucks. It's crushing.
Yeah, like obviously, he's no longer here, but we almost feel like, we let him down. I mean, if there's one day to not lose, it's today, and we lost.
And I mean, I know we're sound like miserable people right now and very sad, and we are, and right now we are upset, we are a little depressed, and we don't feel great, but the only thing we can do is just remember all the fun times we had with them, because we had some really fun times with them. We miss them, and today's upsetting, but you know what, let's just remember the good times and keep on going.
Tough loss, but we've not heard the last from John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Evil Luno, and Preston Vance, number 10. Smart Mark Sterling has rebranded his tag team as only Sterling can do. They are now the Varsity Athletes. Here's what they had to say after making that announcement on Friday.
This past Wednesday on Dynamite, I offered an olive branch to the Acclaimed. I said, I can help you guys in your fight against Swerve Strickland. What did they do? A heinous attack. and I'm sick of getting attacked. So I said, it's time to show that the pen is mightier than the sword. So I looked at these two guys, I said, we need a better name. So I stole the name from the Varsity Blondes. This is the Varsity Athletes. What a night.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, and what should have been a night of celebration, because we showed the world why we are Varsity Athletes. But instead, it gets interrupted by the Acclaimed.
Yeah. Can someone just explain to me what scissoring is and why people like that?
Okay, I'll explain it later. Here's the deal. I've got a plan, and it's already in motion, and everyone's gonna find out on Wednesday, because the pen is mightier than the sword.
Well, as you know, Smart Mark always has something up his sleeve. Let's see what he has planned now for his very talented tag team and the legal system as it pertains to AEW. Okay, some very important reminders. Next week, we will have a very special AEW Tuesday Night Dynamite. Remember, that's Tuesday night next week. It will originate live from the Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati. That'll be this coming Tuesday, October 18th. And then we are back in Jacksonville at Daly's Place, the home of AEW, for a very special night of AEW Rampage live on TNT. That's next Friday, October 21st. In 2 weeks now, AEW Dynamite returns to Norfolk, Virginia, and the Chartway Arena. That's on Wednesday, October 26th. And AEW Rampage is coming live to the Mohegan Sun Arena in 2 weeks from this Friday. That's on Friday, October 28th. Tickets for all of our events available at AEWTIX.com. And now this big announcement. AEW Dynamite and Rampage return to the Austin, Texas area at the HEB Center in Cedar Park, Wednesday, December 7th. Tickets for the Cedar Park AEW event become first available this Friday, October 14th at 10 a.m. Central at AEWTIX.com and Ticketmaster.com. But tonight, we begin back-to-back nights of AEW in Toronto, Ontario, Canada at the Coca-Cola Coliseum. Tonight, it's AEW Dynamite Live, 8/7 Central on TBS. And then tomorrow night, AEW Rampage right back at the Coca-Cola Coliseum. Tickets for both nights available at AEWTIX.com and Ticketmaster.ca. I'm Tony Schiavone in the Control Center. I'll see you ringside tonight and tomorrow night in Toronto. We are AEW.
I am so excited to be returning to Canada, and this is AEW's first international show. First event. I mean, when I first started here, it was during the pandemic, the first ever empty arena pandemic show. And now, a couple years later, we're going international once again, and we're coming to Canada. Oh, Canada, how I love you so much. I have so many great memories there. I love Canadian wrestling fans, and I'm so glad we are bringing All Elite Wrestling to Canada for the first time ever.
I mean, so you said first going to Canada, but we're going twice. AEW is so nice, we got to do it twice. Literally Wednesday and Thursday, because we're gonna pack this place out. Like, this is the first time AEW has run a full-blown event outside of America. And we're putting on 2 huge events in my home country of Canada, and the timing couldn't be more perfect because I know they had the chance before Ethan Page came to AEW, but now is the perfect time and the perfect storm. And we're only 40 minutes from my hometown, which is kind of mind-blowing because I'm gonna have so many family there and friends there and people that supported me from the beginning of my career that are gonna be able to see the success story come back to Canada and bring it with him, AEW.
I'm very excited that AEW is finally going to go international, and of course we're going to start it off with Canada because Canada has a lot of tradition when it comes to professional wrestling, so you will love AEW, and I'm very happy to be there for the first time with AEW Live in Toronto, of all cities.
To come to Canada as part of a major organization, AEW, All Elite Wrestling, I mean, it means the world. It really does. It means the world to us. We're gonna have friends and family in attendance, and they haven't seen us perform in years. Certainly never on this level.
No. And it's also exciting, personally, it's very exciting for us. I know it's exciting for a lot of the guys on the roster as well, I can't speak for them, but I will. Right. But Chris Jericho's insanely excited about doing this show in Toronto, and it's great for us to be a part of AEW's first venture out into Canada and to be kind of some of the guys leading that charge, man. It's life's amazing.
And what's great about it with AEW coming in to Canada and to Toronto, it's great for the the professional wrestling scene in Ontario, in Canada, it just kind of, it feeds the soil, you know? It creates an excitement, like a grassroots, and you can feel it. Like everybody is beyond pumped that AEW is going to be coming to Canada.
And I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Give it to us.
I think it's the first of many times.
First of many times.
AEW is going to be in Canada.
I'm getting tagged in tweets, by the way, from fans in different provinces telling me that they're gonna fly into Toronto because they can't miss AEW's first time coming to Canada. And I don't think that even the wrestlers here, I know because I'm from there, but I don't think the wrestlers here even understand how huge this is for the fan base in Canada to get an alternative and to get our brand and our style of wrestling and the atmosphere that we bring to the arenas. AEW is like nothing else.
I just love going to Canada because I feel like the wrestling fans there, they used to coin the phrase bizarro world. I don't think it's bizarro world at all. It's actually that the fans tell you what they liked and what they don't like. To me, fortunately, they enjoy good wrestling. So I always loved going to Canada. I appreciate all the fans in Canada, and thank you very much for all the support over all the years.
Anybody that's watching this, by the way, and I hope they don't cut this out, we all have a friend that likes wrestling. Every single one of us. And most of you find that person annoying. Yeah, okay, keep talking about your wrestling. We get it, we get it, we get it. Well, this is the time that you listen to your crazy friend that likes wrestling, because AEW is going to break the stigma of your thoughts on professional wrestling. It's more than just what you think it is. You have to be in a seat. You're going to end up becoming friends with your neighbor on your left and your right, because they're going to bring the excitement that they do every single Wednesday and every single Friday to AEW. If you're a Canadian living within an hour or two, make sure you come. Experience AEW live. It's like nothing else.
I think we're making history. Are we making history?
Yeah,
we're making history.
No, we're not making history.
Very first international show for AEW. How about that? Huh?
It's huge, and of course, it's going to be in Canada.
Canada.
And we're also going to be making history.
Ontario.
Because it's going to be a celebration. It is going to be a homecoming celebration
not just
for your boys.
Not just for us, but for the Wizard. For the Ocho. The champion. The leader of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Chris Jericho.
It's going to be an absolute celebration of 2 nights.
Let's do the whole country.
The whole thing.
Huh?
The whole run.
Often forgotten about the Maritimes.
Let's go to the
Maritimes.
New Brunswick. Let's go to
Newfoundland.
Let's do it all. Let's go to Nunavut.
I don't know about Nunavut.
Let's go to Nunavut. I can't wait for Nunavut.
Cold in Nunavut. Right? British Columbia, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta,
Montreal.
Toronto.
Can't wait.
Very exciting. So promo-y.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always gets promo.
Yeah.